Joe Rogan has just reacted to the shocking footage of Rampage Jackson's son brutally attacking a wrestler, and the fighting world is absolutely losing its mind. The viral clip shows Rogan Jackson in what was meant to be a staged pro wrestling skit, completely snapping out of control. Instead of following the script, he body slammed his opponent, knocked him out cold, and unleashed a barrage of punches on an unconscious man.
Legend Rampage Jackson has a son called Rogan Jackson, and what I'm about to show you, in my opinion, is blatantly attempted murder, and I believe that Rogan Jackson should go to jail for a very long time. I'm not talking about months, I'm not talking about a couple of years, I'm talking 30 to 40 years at least, for what I consider to be blatant attempted murder from Rogan Jackson. I think that Rogan Jackson, and what I'm going to show you in today's video, is going to show you everything, okay? I have every moment, every bit of context, every single thing that happened in order, okay? Even some other moments here that I'm going to show you that a lot of people haven't even seen yet about this whole situation, because everyone's only reacting to this. End of discussion. You are a dumb animal that does not belong in society. You have forfeited that right because you have proven yourself as an unevolved human. Go sit in a cage for 30 to 40 years where you fucking belong, you dumb animal. End of discussion. That is attempted murder. I am going to give you context for this whole situation, but Rogan Jackson, the son of Rampage Jackson, is a dumb, unevolved animal with no understanding of thought process of anything, and he belongs in a fucking cage for the rest of I don't know how long, the next few decades at least. In my opinion, this is attempted murder, okay? We're gonna go through the context of this, which we don't even need to go through, regardless what happened, unless this guy over his shoulder just did that to him. There is no excuse for this behavior. Unless this guy over his shoulder just did exactly that to someone Rogan Jackson knows or loves, or someone who is Rogan Jackson, unless this guy did it to Rogan Jackson before Rogan did this back to him, there is zero excuse. Zero excuse.
Yo, be honest with y'all, bro, I don't see how he doesn't go to jail. I like Rampage Jackson. You guys know I think Rampage is awesome. But after looking at that footage, bro, like, they need to get a lawyer. Like, me just being dead ass. Like, he needs to get a good lawyer right now and be prepared. They're 100% going to come in and arrest him for that. I don't know what they're going to charge him with, but slamming him with the way that he did and punching him that many times, he needs to find a lawyer. I don't even know why they're still on camera talking about it, to be honest with y'all. He should stay off camera. They shouldn't talk about this shit ever again and secure a lawyer and just sit tight, because the police are absolutely coming. There's no way they're not going to make an arrest after that, bro. There's no way. There's probably an insane amount of pressure on the local cops to do something, and that obviously wasn't in the scripted, wrestling event. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I just don't see a scenario where he doesn't get arrested, bro. I just don't see it, because the police department's going to be under an insane amount of pressure to do something, because it's so viral now. It's so viral. They have to do something. I hope the guy's all right. I hope he's not like seriously injured. That's because that could really create some issues too, if he's like seriously injured. So we'll see what happens. You know, you guys know I like Rampage. I don't know his son, but praying for the best for everybody.
Rogan made it clear, moments like this are outrageous. He said nothing can justify unloading on someone who's already unconscious, stressing that incidents like this stain the fragile line between entertainment and real violence. What shocked him most wasn't just what Rogan did, but how unnecessary it was.
Attempts to take a defense in a court from a legal proceeding. The police have not arrested him, but we already know what happened, and we've got it on video, and it's gross. And it is an assault, and it is outside of what was agreed upon in pro wrestling. And so many people have made this mistake in sport before, thinking, well, it's up to the referee. whatever the referee says, but this was all part of sport. Like there is a piece of human psychology that works like that, but you have a police department that is in possession of this information and has not done an arrest. Why? Well, if Stu comes out and says this was all part of the spot, if he just says those words, no matter how much you're reworking reality and history, if he says those words, the police then look like fools. If Stu doesn't say those words and say, hey, this was not scripted, as a matter of fact, he's even given a confession. He's saying that he's doing this for retribution for something else that I did. You have a legal right to defend yourself. That's true. But there's a sustainable difference between defense and vengeance. And one of them is instantaneous and one of them is premeditated. So the police are in possession of a video which is highly against the law unless Stu comes out as a performer and says this was agreed upon. And you have no idea how far Stu would take that. Stu is clearly unconscious. In real life, he's unconscious, but is he going to come out and say that?
I wanted to ask you, I know you're close with Rampage Jackson. You guys are good friends. What was your immediate reaction to what his son his son did yesterday?
I was with him streaming that happened. And he wasn't happy. He's my friend, so I can't really open comment. That Rampage was definitely not happy.
So you were Rampage when you saw the video. He was disappointed? Okay, cool. Well, hopefully they can get it all figured out. And so
he's
learning lessons.
I'm a father. He's a father. Obviously, he's very concerned with his son. He wants him to right, but he's also very unhappy. So, I don't want to get anything in Rampage, but not happy. I mean, would you be happy?
No,
but he's also very concerned because he loves his son, so he's very concerned. So that's a tricky situation.
Well, prayers to everyone involved.
Yeah, exactly. I hope everything. Hope the guy ends up healthy. Hope his son ends up okay. Rampage okay. It wasn't a good situation.
All right. Thank you for your time, Vic.
It may have hurt as much as a little bouncy ball bouncing off the side of his head. There is no impact on that. He smashed a fake can of drink full of vapor and air on Raja's head. It's a wrestling gimmick. It's like getting hit with a fake glass bottle. So this guy is a wrestler that thinks Raja is in on the bit. Just like how Randy Orton, if he knew I Show Speed was coming to a WWE event or wherever he's wrestling at now, I don't know how it works, would maybe start a little interaction with Speed and hit him with a fake glass bottle. That's what this guy thinks he's doing. And you know what? I Show Speed would fucking roll with it because he's not a dumb animal that belongs in a cage. Okay? I Show Speed would fucking roll with it and he wouldn't attempt to murder him later in that stream. Then listen to what happens. After he says he's not a worker, bro, calm down.
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
You're good. I think the guy's regretting, like, oh shit, this guy didn't know this was going down. Starts grabbing him a bit.
You gonna sell it? Yeah.
You gonna sell it? That's what he said. Are you gonna sell it? Are we gonna make this happen? Are we gonna make a bit out of this? You gonna sell it? Selling in WWE or in professional wrestling is when someone gets hit by a fake move. It's all fake.
Don't come out on your matches. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I know you keep thinking we're working, but we're always working.
I get it. Yeah.
I get it, Raja says again, after they've apologized and calmed down.
A complete loss of control in front of a live crowd. But here's the twist. Rogan has always spoken about Rampage Jackson with enormous respect. On his podcast, he's called Rampage a beast, an animal in the cage, one of the most entertaining fighters to ever do it. He's praised Rampage's raw power, aggression, and larger-than-life personality that made him a legend. Now the uncomfortable question, did Raja feel the pressure of living up to that legacy? Was he trying to carry the same ruthless energy his father was famous for? Growing up in the shadow of one of MMA's most violent and respected fighters, some believe that pressure may have pushed him to snap. But regardless of the reason, the fighting world isn't holding back. Fans, pros, and voices like the MMA guru are blasting Raja's actions, calling it one of the ugliest incidents they've ever seen. The guru even joked that it looked less like wrestling and more like an attempted knockout for real.
Just didn't stop.
Rampage Jackson has responded to this, and this is where my anger comes from. Now, Rampage, of course, is going to very legally be delicate here. This is Rampage Jackson's response. I want to clear up the misinformation about my son Raja. There's none, it's on video, we all saw it. I've been confirmed that the wrestler, Stuart Smith, aka Psycho Stu, is awake and stable. Raja was unexpectedly hit in the side of the head by him moments before Smith's match. Raja was told that he could get his payback in the ring. This is not what they fucking meant, Rampage, and you obviously know that. But he doesn't want his son doing 40 years in jail. I thought it was a part of the show. Maybe shutting the fuck up right now would be a better option than this dumb shit. It was a bad judgment and a work that went wrong. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago. He got mildly wobbled, not even dropped, by a half-power spinning kick. Should not have been throwing spinning kicks in sparring. He was mildly wobbled. No excuse for this at all.
This is what happened, chat. He went to a pro wrestling event with his coach and he hit him over the head with like a can, or I guess he thought my son was a pro wrestler or something. And then he asked my son, you ain't gonna sell it? When you in pro wrestling, when you sell, it's like, cause that shit fake. MMA, we do real shit.
Still, I'm qualified to speak on this, and dog messed up. And if it's Rampage, I love Rampage, but Rampage, turn your son in. He got to go lay down for a little bit. Like, if it was my son, that's what I would tell him. I mean, you a grown man, bro. You can't condone that type of behavior, bro. You got to go lay down for a little bit. We'll get you a good lawyer. You ain't going to be in there forever, but you got to go lay down. I get it. He hit you in the head with a bottle beforehand. I get it. He shouldn't have did that. I don't condone that either. But to wait hours until the man was working, which we all understand, he playing a character and he was in character and he working, and then you sneak him, because that's what you did. I mean, you snuck him. He wasn't expecting that. And you, bro, they say dude flatlined and was unconscious for 6 minutes afterwards.
Punch after punch landed on a man who was already unconscious. And that's what people can't forgive. Rampage himself has stepped in, defending his son. He says Raja was provoked, wasn't in the right state of mind, and had even suffered a concussion not long before. He insists his son isn't a monster, just a young man who made a terrible mistake. But the backlash is brutal. Wrestling promotions have condemned the attack as selfish and reckless. Fans say nothing justifies the violence. And now legal authorities are circling. Talk of prison time is very real. The stigma is massive. Was this pure, uncontrolled rage? The crushing weight of living in his father's shadow? Or just a young man crossing a line that can't be forgiven? Rampage himself is heartbroken as a father, but his own reputation is now tied to this scandal. People are even resurfacing an eerie old line Rampage once joked about, that he was saving for his son's bail money instead of college. Now that dark joke feels like a chilling reality. From Joe Rogan's reaction to the community outrage, one thing is clear. This story isn't going away anytime soon. The only question now is this: will Raja Jackson face prison for what he did? Or will this be remembered as a tragic mistake in the shadow of a legend?